The Newsday continues here in One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the top stories of the hour. President Bongbong Marcos is pushing for a free trade agreement with the European Union. Marcos Jr. called on the EU-ASEAN Business Council and European Economic Community to back the resumption of talks on the matter. Negotiations for an FTA between the Philippines and EU were held in 2016 and 2017, but no significant progress has been made.
The timing and conditions are now quite ripe for us to solidify the long-standing and historically beneficial trade relations through a bilateral Philippine-EU free trade agreement.
For Marcos Jr., the establishment of a bilateral free trade agreement is, quote, a win-win strategy for the two parties.
It promises to achieve mutually beneficial economic goals while maintaining consistency with the EU's core ideals of sustainable development and environment protection, as well as with EU's Indo-Pacific strategy.
Super Typhoon Mawar has further intensified as it inches closer to the Philippine area of responsibility. Pag-asa last spotted Mawar Center some 1,740 kilometers east of southeastern Luzon. It has a strength of up to 215 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 265 kph. The super typhoon may enter the Philippine area of responsibility later tonight or tomorrow morning. Mawar will be locally named as Betty once it enters the PAR. Its eye is seen to be within 300 kilometers of the Batanes-Babuyan area by early next week. Mawar may start bringing heavy rains over northern Luzon by late Sunday or on Monday.
Possible na magdalan itong si Super Typhoon Mawar o si Super Typhoon Betty pagpasok ng PAR ng mga malalakas na mga pag-ulan sa may northern Luzon area simula sa araw ng Linggo. At possible din yung malalakas na hangin, especially sa may extreme northern Luzon at gayon din sa may northern Luzon area. So may possibility po na magtaas tayo ng tropical cyclone wind signal sa mga susunod pang mga araw.
For now, the southwesterly wind flow and localized thunderstorms are triggering rains in several areas. These include Metro Manila, Zamboanga Peninsula, Northern Mindanao, Soc-Sargen, and BARMM. Pag-asa warns of possible flash floods and landslides. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos assures the public that the government is on top of the situation in preparing for the possible effects of Super Typhoon Mawar. The president says the government is now gearing up for possible floods brought about by the heavy rains that entail the typhoon. The president says he has already met with Defense Secretary Carlito Galvez in laying down the necessary measures for when Mawar enters the Philippine area of responsibility. Mawar will be locally named as Betty once it enters the PAR. Marcos Jr. says the government made sure that funds and food packs were already pre-positioned and response teams are on standby for the aftermath. Authorities hope to finish the oil spill cleanup in 2 barangays in Batangas ahead of the possible effects of Super Typhoon Mawar. Coast Guard officer in charge Rolando Punsalan said the oil spill cleanup in barangays Calatagan and Clamias is almost done. They are now determining the possible causes of the oil spill, which is different from that of the sunken MT Princess Empress in Oriental Mindoro. Mawar, which will be locally named Betty, seen to enter the Philippine area of responsibility later tonight or tomorrow morning.
The level of alarm is not very high, pero nonetheless, they immediately conducted the scoping of oil. Kasama po sir sa ating procedure ay ang tinatawag natin fingerprinting analysis na ginagawa po sa Marine Environmental Protection Command natin. At i-minimatch natin yan sa mga possible sources ng oil.
TikTok says it is in its early stages of exploring chatbot tools and conducting tests with select users in the Philippines. In a tweet, TikTok explained that Taco is powered by a third-party chat assistant and is designed to help users discover, quote, entertaining and inspiring content on the app. However, the company says it has so far no plans for the chatbot beyond early tests. Israeli-based app intelligence firm Watchful Technologies said it found Taco on some versions of the app. Watchful said the chatbot featured prominently on TikTok's interface as a ghost-shaped icon. And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News. All sides, all the time.